Hello and welcome to the UCI BMX Racing World Cup from Papendal in the Netherlands with me, Matt Payne.
And me, Rich Eames.
We're here in what is a fantastic venue. The word iconic gets bandied about plenty, but this is the real deal. And Rich, you spent a bit of time at this track.
Yeah, absolutely. First came here in 2011 for the inaugural World Cup here at Papendal, and what a memorable weekend that was. And it's turned into a really, like you say, iconic venue on the World Cup circuit, a bit like an Old Trafford or a Bernabeu Stadium.
Oh, the football fans amongst us will instantly recognise that, and for those that don't, just think it's amazing. Okay, let's have a little look in the area out and around Papendal. So here in Papendal, we are in Arnhem in the Netherlands. It's home of the Olympic Training Centre. And in and around the area, all those archetypal windmills, great scenery, and some amazing museums, including the Airborne Museum, commemorating Operation Market Garden. Plenty of retail therapy, and if that's not enough, well, you can relax and enjoy what is some fantastic scenery. But don't forget to just pack your bike shoes. Make sure you've got yourself your dancing shoes, because if you're like Rich, you can dance like your dad in the festival afterwards as well.
How very dare you say I'm a dad dancer, Matt. But yes, I actually am. But we're in sunny Papendal. It's 24 degrees, so balmy and warm. Just an 8km/h wind, just enough to take the edge off it, and it's beautifully sunny.
This is round 3 of the series, and of course that means we've had rounds 1 and 2, and the riders scoring points in all of the rounds, and they add up to their points total. So let's take a little look here whilst we are in Papendal at the standings. The women's under-23 headed by Tessa Martinez, and currently 110 points clear at the top from Zoe Habke.
Yeah, moving on to the men under-23, Rico Bierman, by courtesy of those 2 wins in round 1 and 2, heading out the standings. Hugo Marzlek in there in 2, Philip Steiner rounding out the top 3, Neusel in 4, Cole in 5, Nordam in 6, Callum Russell of Great Britain in 7, and Marco Radiele in 8.
So those are the men's under-23 rankings. Let's take a little look across at our elite standings. The women's elite, well, no surprises, perfect score there for Beth Schraver ahead of Elise Willoughby. Interesting to see that Laura Smolders in 4th position. Will it be a day to rank some more points in? Well, we will see. Don't forget, of course, we have our men's standings as well, Rich.
Yeah, Roman Mayhew out front on that 930 points, chased down by his compatriot Joris Dode, who's not that far behind. Diego Arboleda rounding out the top 3. Isaac Kennedy of Australia in 4. Nick Kimmen, the home favourite here at Papendal, he rounds out the top 5. And there is the start list for the women under-23 final. Veronica Stariska, Michelle Vissing, Ava Corley, Tessa Martinez, Emily Hunt, Francesca Singolani, Isabella Lopez, and Megan Williams of New Zealand. Yeah, let's have a look. Riders are leaving the gate. Emily Hills of Great Britain has got a good start. Stariska on the inside as well. And that looks like Tessa Martinez in the middle. And it is Stariska who's leading them into the corner. 1 rider's hit the deck. That is Singolani of Italy. She's not even made it round the first turn. Emily Hutt inside the top 3, but getting shuffled backwards right now. But it's the Latvian Stariska out in front. Tessa Martinez in there in 2, Megan Williams of New Zealand in 3, and that looks like Lopez of Colombia in 4, battling away with Emily Hutt. But as they go in and out the final corner, Stariska of Latvia, she's going to take the win. Round 3 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup. Tessa Martinez, another podium, she's in there in 2, Megan Williams all smiling in 3, Emily Hutt rounding out the top 4. And the next riders in action are the men under-23. Here is your finals list. Rico Bierman, Tim Goosens, Maurizio Molina, Casper Piepers, Matteo Colsone, Alexis Pikanowski, Bart van Bemmelen, and Jesse Asmus from Australia. So will Rico Bierman make it 3 from 3? We are about to find out, and it looks like it's going well for him so far as he heads towards turn number 1 to pick up the whole shot. Rico Bierman from New Zealand. Matteo Colsone in there in 2, Tim Goosens in 3. Jesse Asmus of Australia always been shoved out to the outside, and his lap is over. But Bierman making a mistake now and allowing Colsone right up next to him. Colsone going around the outside, now diving underneath. It's Colsone and Bierman down the straight. Bierman just getting himself back into control. Here comes Tim Goosens for that 3rd spot. Is he going to be able to make a move in the final corner? Casper Piepers in 4, but Bierman looking to make it 3 from 3. Colsone with a late charge. He got it on the line. Oh, Colsone by 0.192. He left it so late, but he timed it absolutely perfectly. So there's your top three. Rico Beer, Matteo Colsone, Tim Goosens. The top three in your men under 23. Round 3 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup here in Papendal, the Netherlands. And there is your women elite final start list. Zoe Clayson, Saya Sakakibara, Felicia Stansel, Mariana Pahon, Laura Smulders, Molly Simpson, Meryl Schmulders, and Maylene Kelstrup. Got some seriously fast riders.
Ready, watch the gate.
Oh, twitch there from Zoe Clayson as the gate was about to drop, and it might have cost her. Saya Sakakibara's right in there as well, and Mariana Pahon right next to her, heading towards turn number 1. Looks like the Australian's going to pick up the whole shot. Laura Smulders diving underneath, so it's Sakakibara, Smulders, Pahon, Smulders in there as well, Meryl Smulders. So the Smulders sisters are looking for podiums here at the World Cup in their home track at Papendal. But look at the rider out in front, Saya Sakakibara of Australia. She's been absolutely flying all day long. She's backing up a USA BMX Pro Series win with a World Cup win. Saya Sakakibara. Oh, and look at the fist pump. Isn't she delighted?
What a ride. Absolutely flew from that gate. She got the timing out of the gate right, which was critical. We saw that didn't work for places. And then absolutely net and way out of trouble. She didn't need to worry about anybody else. She had time. She was relaxed as she came over the line there.
Yeah, she's looked superb all day long, and she can't hold back the tears of the emotion anymore. She's worked so hard and so long for this Saya Sakakibara of Australia, and she's pulled it out of the bag at one of the most iconic venues in BMX. Look at the replay. Saya's gate was just absolutely superb, and she held it all the way into turn 1. She had Mariana Pahon just on her outside, just trying to work her way in. Laura dived underneath. Meryl was in there in 4 at that point, but as they came towards the final turn, she had, like, what, 2 to 3 bike lengths on Laura Smulders, and that's no mean feat. Coming out of the turn, Meryl just settling into that 3rd spot. Romain looking on, quietly proud, I think, but Saya taking it across the line. Congratulations, Saya Sakakibara.
So you can see the elite women's final results up on your screen. Well, the men's elite final, a star-studded lineup with home riders here as well. You can see them on your screen in front of you. And Rich, I don't want to pin you down. One rider, give me one name. Come on.
It's got to be the hometown favourite from lane 8, Nick Kimmen.
I still think Romain Mayo might just pull this out. We're going to see that very shortly. Indeed, the riders have been ready for their start, and whilst they get themselves ready for the finals, quick reminder, remember we are in the middle of the series. All these points counting towards the overall. This is it. No more rehearsals.
Gate drops on the men elite final. Let's have a see who's going to win round number 3 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup here in Papendal in the Netherlands. Looks like Kimmen's been squeezed out, and the man leading it through is Romain Mailloux of France, looking to pick up where he left off last year. He had a superb performance here in Papendal in 2022. Arthur Pilar right behind him in that 2nd spot. That looks like Diego Arboleda in there in 3. Jeremy Rencarel inside the top 5 right now, when Ramirez trying to work his way in as well. But in and out the final turn, Romain Mailloux. But look at Arthur Pilar creeping up on him down the final straight. Who's going to get it at the line? Pilar, Mailloux to the stripe. I think Mailloux got it. Pilar in there in 2, Arboleda in 3, Sylvain Andre in 4. And if I'm not mistaken, it's 2 wins for the power couple of modern BMX.
Well, let's look at this run again.
Yeah, let's wait for the official result. But it was a great start from Arthur Pilar in lane number 1. But it was all about Romain Mailloux as they came out of that first turn. And he was the guy leading it out on the series leader's red plate. And he had about 2 bike lengths on Arthur Pilar at that point. And look at Saya Sakakibara clinching the fist, jumping up and down, wondering if Romain is actually going to take the win as well. And as they came to the final corner, you could see Pilar getting ever closer. Or Ramirez tried to dive underneath and slid out in that final turn. And here he was as they came to the stripe. Pilar getting closer and closer and closer. Mailloux and Pilar to the line, waiting for the results. There we go. Official. Romain Mayu takes his second World Cup win here at Papendal. He won in 2022. Now he's done it in 2023. Arthur Pilard just behind him in that second spot. Diego Arboleda rounding out the top three. And well, it's a great day for those two riders. Both taking wins, looking very, very happy.
I think he was really good around the track. I had some struggle down the third straight. I couldn't really find my rhythm, and I knew it was fast day, so I tried to make a difference in the first half of the track. It was really tight at the end, but I had no idea where he was. I knew there was someone. I didn't know if he was going to be left or right, but it's a tight one, but at the end it's a win, so that's what matters.
So great racing here. Those standings will move on to round number 4. We've seen great action here in round number 3. And of course, all of those riders scoring points that then go into their standings. So let's have a quick look through the standings. You can see the overall scores on the doors there. Riders to note, though, that Stariska has moved herself right up there. It can be very interesting to see how she goes on with Martinez right at the top of the overall standings, though, holding on to that top stop. Great ride by Williams in that women's under 23. In the men's under 23, well, Rico Berman unstoppable at the top holding position. Colsonay moving from 16th into 5th place. Great result by him, moving himself right up there and dropping down really in terms of the top 8. It was only Philip Steiner who went down 1 place. So big moves up in the under 23. In the women's elite, well, the ride by Bethany Schraver held her up there. She was only 15th in round number 3, but you can see Laura Smulders from 4th into 2nd place. Big mover though, Meryl Smulders 16th into 8th position overall, really moving herself up through those standings. In the men's elite, well, it was same up at the top with a return to winning ways for Romain Mayo, taking that top stop. Big movers, Sylvain Andre 4th in round number 3, moving from 16th into 7th position overall, with Arbolé and Dode just exchanging places in that 2nd and 3rd position battle. We move from here. There's lots of racing. We've got nationals, we've got Europeans, we've got lots of different racing going on. But of course, everybody's eyes on that big prize of that iconic rainbow jersey, taking away World Championships in Glasgow. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's going to be really interesting when we look back at what happens this time, because the riders who excel here, they've got to be one of the hot favourites, but maybe somebody like Marquardt, we talked about it just earlier, the defending champion in that men's race, he has improved. He did just enough this time, and he's a rider who can peak. So peaking for those World Championships could be his target, because you can't hold form maybe that long.
No, you can't hold form permanently. That is absolutely correct. And you know, riders like Marquardt, who were under the on the watchful eye of Liam Phillips, and Liam was famed for his ability to train hard and to peak for races when it counted. And Liam can pass that knowledge on to Simon, and they'll have a plan in place, I'm absolutely sure, as we watch Seiya Sakakibara taking that semi-final win, brimming with confidence as she goes into the main event.
And she's got that form. She can hold that. She's going to be up against riders like Paul, who's absolutely flying. I mean, and again, another rider who you would not say is not going to be there, but they've got Schraver riding so strong, and again, good coaching behind. So it's that background staff, isn't it?
Yeah, Beth's been away and done the analysis. She's worked out what she needs to do for the final. I wouldn't be surprised to see her out in gate number 8 again in the main event, but we'll soon see. She might just change her tack as we watch Callum Russell working his way into the men under 23 final with a strong 3rd place finish. He's going to be looking for another World Cup podium in the under 23 category, and to keep his friends and fans at Birmingham BMX Club in the UK happy. But he's got to get past this man, Rico Bierman of New Zealand. He's certainly done what needs to be done in the men under 23 category, and he's certainly going to be a firm favourite on paper for another win to make it 4 from 4. And as we moved on to the elite men, Nick Kimman coming across from the outside. Paddy Sharrock of Great Britain was in 8th at that point, but that's before all the entertainment started as they went into that second turn, and Arthur Pilard just had the nightmare that you don't want, a mechanical failure as you come over a humongous berm jump. But he walked away unscathed, which was very nice to see. Meanwhile, Nick was taking the win. And he went over by some considerable distance over that berm jump, landed almost in the flat bottom. The bars gave way, the stem gave way, and that was the end of that one. But Nick in control, and Paddy Sharrock just rolling his way through in that 4th spot. Now he's got an 8-to-1 chance of being a World Cup winner.
If only the odds were that simple.
I know.
We've got some class riders who all know what it takes to win. Who's it going to be this time round, Rich?
Yeah, it's a very difficult one to call. Keep your eye on Ava Corley, Tessa Martinez and Megan Williams. I think those will be the 3 riders in contention for the win here at the UCI BMX Racing World Cup round number 4.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
So the finals underway for the women under 23 here at round 4 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup. Papendal, the Netherlands. Looks like the Latvian rider Stariska is going to get the whole shot. She takes the lead. Tessa Martinez, the series leader, in there in 2. Aiko Gomez in 3. Ava Corley's inside the top 4 now. Sabina Korsakova in 5. Megan Williams in there in 6. But the Latvian streaking down the 3rd straight. She's out front and in control. Is she going to hold it to the line? Martinez looks like she's not going to have time to get close enough. That looks like Gomez in 3, Korsakova in 4, Ava Corley battling for a top 5. But Stariska takes the win. Martinez and Gomez rounding out the podium. And Veronica Stariska picking up where she left off in round number 3.
Those results confirm. Stariska in 1, Martinez in 2, Gomez in 3. They're going to be your podium today. The rest of the riders from 4 to 8 down below. But we saw she was focused. Let's see how elated she is.
Here is really, really speedy track, and I liked it. I don't know. Fast legs, I guess. I don't know.
Veronica Stariska of Latvia, delighted to take yet another win. So there's your under 23 men's final start list. Bierman, Benan Salzar, Colsone, Radielli, Masuda, Callum Russell, Casper Peepers and Arnaud Connet-Perrin from France. They'll be lining on and taking up the final in round number 4 here at Papendal. Men under 23, the finalies go. Round number 4 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup. Rico Bierman fastest out of the gate. The Ecuadorian right there with him. Where is Callum Russell? On the inside, just getting boxed. He's inside the top 4 right now. Is he going to be able to hold it on? Radielli's in the mix as well for the 2022 Junior World Champion. And as they go in and out of that corner, it is Rico Bierman of New Zealand. It looks like he is going to make it 4 from 4, but it's not over until it's over as they go into the final corner. Bierman's still in control. Salazar trying to work his way in. Radielli inside the top 4. Is that the Japanese rider Masuda going through as well? I think it is. Casper Peepers looks like he's stolen his way onto the podium. Colsone got nipped at the line. That's put him in the 4th spot, but Rico Bierman, what can we say?
Here he goes.
Yeah, it's Matteo Colsone. I didn't realise he'd come unclipped out of the gate. He got it completely and totally wrong. He was in the back of the pack as they went into that turn, so to get himself from 8th to 4th is some effort in himself. Masuda was in there in 3 at the minute. Callum Russell was banging elbows somewhere within the pack, and the Ecuadorian rider was in there in that 2nd spot. And as they came, there was some ducking and diving going on. Colsone was battling with Peepers. Peepers was back there in 5. So the guy who ended up on the podium in that 3rd spot, trying to work out what he did in that final turn, took advantage, I think, of some battles that were going on. Just picked his line going down the straight, worked his way past Radielli and dived in and took a podium on the line. Smart riding there from Casper Peepers of the Netherlands.
Masudo doing an amazing job, taking him into 2nd place with Peppers behind him in 3rd, but they were all following Rico Bierman. Well, we didn't have too much to say about it. Let's see what he has got to say.
I was consistent all weekend and just getting a good gate and going for the lap time every time and keeping lane 1, so got the job done again and super stoked.
Absolutely in form. Can anybody stop him? That is the question.
Well, in the women's elite, you can see your starters on there. And at the moment, Shriver's been looking imperious on the way around. Probably the rider who's had the smoothest run through. But I'm going to really keep my eye on Saya Sakibara behind. Going to be a fantastic battle. They're so tight. You could almost think that nobody else will be in the running, but everybody's in the running.
Yeah, everybody definitely is in the running. It's going to be interesting to see what lane choice Bethany Shriver makes in this final, whether she's going to stick to lane 8 on the outside or whether she's going to go further in. Now, I could see a glimpse of a red 911 plate, so Bethany's opted to stick with the game plan. She's out there in lane number 8, so she's certainly feeling confident out there, but can she make it pay in the final?
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate drops on the Women Elite Final. Saya Sakibara in lane number 1. Bethany Shriver, lane number 8. Who's going to be first into the first turn? Looks like Saya's going to pick it up. Is she? Oh, Bethany Shriver of Great Britain round the outside, out in front, making that lane 8 pay. Willoughby's in there in about 3 at the moment. Clayson's going through as well. But it is Bethany Shriver of Great Britain being chased down by Saya Sakibara. Elise Willoughby in that 3rd spot. Zoe Clayson's in 4. Molly Simpson in 5. Meryl Smulders in there in 6. In and out the final corner. Bethany's holding on, but Saya Sakibara getting ever closer. Is Beth going to do enough? Yes, she is. Crosses the line, takes the win. Saya Sakibara in 2. Alice Willoughby in 3. But Bethany Shriver of Great Britain, she's formulated a game plan. She's stuck to it religiously, and she's made it pay.
Right in 2nd place as well there. We saw another podium coming through for Sakibara, but Elise Willoughby in 3rd. I think I saw her pedal come unclipped partway down one of the straights there. So let's take a look back. Let's see what happened to all of our riders.
Yeah, it was pretty even Steven as they came down that straight, and Elise was in there in 6 and moving away across, and it was as they went across the triple, I think, that she might have possibly had oh yes, the foot came out as she went down the 2nd straight, so that was the problem. Meanwhile, Bethany Shriver was out in front, being pursued by Saya Sakibara. So Elise Willoughby of Team USA doing very, very well to get her foot back into that pedal and keep herself in a podium position. But Beth looking superb as she went in and out the final corner. I was wondering whether Saya was just going to be able to pick her off down that final straight. The answer was no, and Beth held on for the win as we see the slow-mo of the pack coming out of turn number 2. And yeah, Bethany Shriver of Great Britain, the European champion, the Olympic champion, and now the winner of round number 4 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup.
So 2 rounds in Scaria, 2 rounds in Papendal done for our women's elite riders. And our top 2 riders in the race here today. Shriver taking top spots, Sakibara taking 2nd place, the winner from round number 3. But I think a great ride there by Elise Willoughby. But let's hear from our race winner who is here today.
I think yesterday it was a bit of a struggle mentally, but managed to switch it around today. And I'm over the moon, absolutely over the moon. Rode well all day. Went in gate 8 like the Worlds back in 2021, and here we are.
We are going to move because we've got the men's elite finals. Your start list there in front of you. You can see France with 3 riders in there, Netherlands with 3 riders, got 1 rider from Great Britain and 1 rider from Colombia. Who's you pick on? Who's going to be up there?
The elite men final is about to go down, and I, for one, can't wait to see what's going to happen. So we're all ready. Riders lined up. Here we go. The elite men are at it again. Who's going to take the win in round number 4 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup? Joris Dode, Nick Kimmen heading towards turn number 1. Kimmen coming across from lane number 8 and taking away the whole shot. So, oh, he's just been swooped by Joris Dode. I think it is Dode's worked his way in on the inside. Andre's in there into Kimmen's getting squeezed. Carmona Garcia's getting in there, and Jamie O'Brink as well as they come down the 3rd straight. Joris Dode in control. Sylvain Andre in there in 2. The French have got this one on lockdown. In and out the final corner. Kimmen's looking for a podium spot. It's going to go to Dode. Dode taking the win. Andre in 2. Carmona Garcia in 3. Nick Kimmen tried to squeeze through, couldn't quite get it done. Oh, but I thought he'd taken the whole shot as they went into that first turn. A confirmed result, Joris Dode taking the win in round number 4 of the UCI BMX Racing World Cup here in Papendal in the Netherlands. Sylvain Andre in 2, Matteo Carmona Garcia rounding out the top 3, Kimmon in 4, Renkerel in 5, Brink in 6, Paddy Sharrock of Great Britain in 7, and Dave Vanderberg making his comeback in 8th.
Yeah, it was a good lap yesterday. I had a bad day and I wanted to come back and get stronger today, so I felt good all day and I was able to make a good move in the first turn and try to stay smooth on the track.
Great racing and a real interesting run as we go. Remember, of course, this round 4. We're going to move on to round 5 in France. A little bit later in the year, we've got to Glasgow in between. It's been an absolute a pleasure putting the words to the action. So we will be catching up with you when we come back in France. In the meantime, stay safe. Goodbye.